And I'm David. And we're talking about Survivor Edge of Extinction.
We apologize.
Yes, sorry. This
So
is
we
coming
missed
up
a
late.
week.
Yeah.
I was traveling. It will never happen again.
Right.
This episode is a wee bit late.
Yes.
We missed a week, but here we are, episode 7.
Yeah, so if you're just looking for week 8, go check that out. But we did want to throw out that week 7 recap for people who are asking for it.
That's right.
Yes.
We're here for you.
Yes, so we're coming out of Joe's elimination here,
Oh, boy.
right?
Remember
Big
they got rid of Joe?
Gone from the game. And Aurora's, she's sort of feeling alone here.
Yep.
She's like,
Wasn't in on that
okay.
decision. Got rid of her closest dude.
And so she's like, I don't really have any allegiances at this point, but I guess I'm still here.
She feels in trouble, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
and she's kind of pleading to Kama, like, you guys, you're still with me though, right?
Right.
Now, Ron, who has been very much in charge, he is deciding that they have to bring Rick and David in.
Yes.
Those are the 2 extra numbers that will help them move forward.
Because they need to get this trio broken up. They need to get one of Kelly, Lauren, or War Dog out of here.
Yes.
And Kelly and Lauren and War Dog know that that's the move.
Obviously.
They know that they're the targets.
Yes.
So they're thinking, what can we do to counteract that? Well, what if we brought in David and Rick, original Lesus, and then we pull Aurora over, who voted with us last week? Okay.
Duh!
Here's the numbers.
Hello! Last video, we said exactly that.
Right.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Do that.
Yes.
No.
No.
Now a little too late.
A little too late, yeah.
We also see Joe.
Yes, on Extinction.
Not happy.
Looking straight up like Jack Sparrow. He looks like a legitimate pirate on Extinction. But he's, he's emotional. He's crying.
Yeah.
This isn't where he thought he would be. Extinction is tough.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody wants to be there.
No.
But
Not
there
even
you are.
Joe. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we go to reward.
We're gonna get some Chinese takeout.
Oh, yeah. I would be into this.
Would
you
you?
not?
I don't know. Chinese takeout is greasy.
Oh my God, Sarah. I feel like every reward they play, you're like, I wouldn't want this. Just give me the rice. I don't want that pizza. I don't want that dairy.
No,
I don't want that Chinese takeout. Like, you don't want any of it. You're like, I don't want coffee.
I don't. I would be just so concerned because I have an empty tummy. Oh, but whatever. I'm sure it's all delicious when you're starving.
Yes, right. They're all very excited on the island.
Yes.
They split into 2 teams of 6.
The blue team is what they call it. They have a little bit of a lead. They get Pippi and Julia on the puzzle first.
Yeah.
But David and Ron are on the other team, and they're quickly thereafter.
Yeah, right.
But they're just not really doing much on this puzzle. We get a good little snippet of Lauren yelling, like she likes to do.
Right.
In a challenge.
Yeah, but Victoria and Julia are pretty good at this puzzle, and so they win. But Ron is not upset that his team lost because he wants to keep Kelly and Lauren weak.
Kelly and Lauren were both on that losing team with him, and he thinks that's great.
Yeah, right.
Because, quote unquote, he wants to break them down. He's the puppet master.
Yes.
Look,
Like,
dude, when you start
whoa,
saying
boy.
things like that,
Yeah, pride goes before the fall, buddy. So
good luck.
be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then we go back to camp and, we see this winning team enjoying their Chinese takeout.
But we also see Kelly making amends with David.
Yeah, because she knows what she's got to do here to get these numbers.
Sorry, I wrote her name down. Oh, no hard feelings. I get it.
Right.
And she's like, if we work together.
Yeah, we could pull in Aurora.
Oh, boy.
And maybe we have the numbers at that point.
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
David thinks that makes sense.
Yeah.
Although,
but
we know behind both of those eyes, both of those sets of eyes.
100%.
Can't trust anything those 2 are saying.
Right. Then we also see War Dog talking to Rick, sort of making the same pitch.
You guys, this is one of the best scenes ever in Survivor history. Oh, Rick.
That's sarcasm.
First off, his sarcasm. He leads with sarcasm. Well, yeah, I'd love to work with you now that I know I can trust you. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Except not.
Yeah. And War Dog's like, wait, what?
Wait, what? Like,
Whoa.
War Dog is not falling that this is sarcasm.
Right.
He's like, yeah,
I
let's
got
do
him.
it.
I got him.
And then he's like, wait, you don't want to work with me? And he's like, you literally have shown me no reason to work with you.
You already voted me out of this game.
Remember that?
And then we haven't been voting together.
No, just this last tribal, you voted for me.
Yeah.
So.
No, I can't trust you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that throws a wrench in the plan. But David was kind of on board with this plan, right? Like
Yeah, David had already sort of been like, yeah, Kelly, you're making sense.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Yeah. But now we see the scene with David and Rick at the well.
So they have to discuss.
Well, this does not go well.
So for the first time, you know, usually they're working together.
Of
How
course.
about this?
Yeah.
Well, what about this? Work together, work together.
Yeah.
Rick's like,
I'm never doing that.
He's like, you are being played, David.
Yeah. And David's like, one of us is drunk right now, and I don't think it's me. And Rick is like, well, it's not me.
He's like, well, I'm not coming to your side.
Ever.
And then they're like, the idol?
Yeah. And
And
Rick is like, I would like it back.
Yeah, I thought
and
you'd
David's
give
like,
me.
I'm going to hang on to that.
I'm gonna hang on it.
Yeah.
David is such a pro.
Yeah.
Like, he stays level-headed.
Mhm.
He doesn't burn the bridge with Rick. He's
Yeah.
just like, okay, we'll figure this out.
Right.
We'll
we
get
just
through this.
we just need to get through this week,
But
and
also,
then we'll figure
I'm
it
gonna
out.
protect this idol. Like, all in a calm way.
Right.
I don't know that I could have handled any of that.
I
I would
don't
have been
think
like,
so.
what?
I know, because I would have been worried that if I tell Rick I'm going to hold on to the idol,
Yes.
well, then is Rick going to turn around and turn on me and vote me out?
Right.
But David just handled it so coolly
Yeah.
and so calmly.
Jump over to the island of Edge of Extinction thing over there.
Yes, right. And so now they have gotten another clue. They're looking for another advantage. Yes. And Reem, I can't get enough. I can't get enough because she wants everybody to work together to find this, right? Step back and take stock. She's like shouting the clues out.
Yeah.
And everyone else is silently in their heads thinking, and I'm like, Reem, you can't talk out loud because you never know what's going to trigger a light bulb moment for someone else.
Like, why are you talking out loud?
Right.
She can't help herself.
She can't. It's great.
Aubrey's like, I already have my shoes on.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh, let's go. So, and they edit it very well, where it seems like Reem is like, step back, take stock. And Aubrey literally steps back and finds the clue, right? So it makes it seem like Reem just gave her exactly the information she needed to hear at the right time.
But Aubrey was thinking.
She was.
She was thinking all of the rocks, the steps,
Yes.
the what. And so she does it the way you're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
She sneaks over, just slyly gets it, doesn't make a thing about it. And then off she goes to find out that it's a practice advantage. And also an extra vote to give
to someone back in the game. So then we go to the immunity challenge. Now this is the one that they had teased the week before about the medical situation. I'm like, I don't want to see some block come tumbling down on someone's head. What's going to happen?
Yeah.
But they're balancing this block up
on their toes.
And War Dog's out
War Dog's first. War Dog has a great attitude. He's been very cool with us.
Very cool, yes.
But War Dog,
come on. I'm starting to think, like, is this some kind of strategy? Like, are you just trying to make yourself not a target? Which would be interesting because you do see conversations happening sometimes where people are keeping track of how you're performing in the challenges.
Right.
And if War Dog's out first every week, well, no one's ever going to bring him up as a physical threat in immunity challenges.
I guess.
I don't know.
I don't know. But maybe not first every time.
Yeah.
Maybe just like second or third.
All right. Well, he's out. Then it's down to several women. David's the last guy out.
Yes.
And then I think it's Lauren,
Pippi, and Aurora.
Yes.
And then we start hearing Lauren say she's dizzy. And you could see it. Like when
her
you
eyes
see
are
someone who's
close.
like just out of it, like her face.
It was like that moment where you're like slapping yourself to stay awake, right? And clearly she can't do that, but her eyes are fading and then she kind of like snaps to and she's talking to herself like, I'm gonna black out, I'm gonna black out. And then she just crumbles onto the ground and people
completely passed out.
Jeff is rushing over, the medical professionals are coming out. She's kind of unresponsive at first. Guess who's not stopping? Aurora. Okay, Survivor stops for nobody. Aurora is trying to make a deal with Victoria, okay? And Julie is not having it.
No, okay, Julie is upset.
She's emotional.
Someone is hurt, someone is down, and you know, this group over here does not know what's going on.
And how could you talk game while someone, what if she's dead?
Right, she could be seriously injured.
Yeah.
And you're talking game. But also, what was Aurora thinking? Like, what are you proving? What are you getting out of this? You're
not winning any fans by doing it this way.
If you're going, look, I was on the bottom. You want me to trust?
Yeah.
Show me trust.
Yeah.
I'm not dropping for that. Like,
no.
What? I didn't understand how that made her look okay.
Right. I mean, if I'm Victoria or anybody else in the game, I'm thinking, well, Aurora's crazy.
Yes.
But as a fan, I'm like, respect Aurora, okay? Because like you have to play Survivor every minute that you are on that island.
Yeah.
You're not stopping for some woman who just passed out, because guess what? Those medical professionals are going to take care of her. She's going to be fine.
She's going to be okay.
My game, I'm not going to let that ruin my game. But like, I don't think she helped her game either. You know what I mean?
So Lauren does wake up. She is okay.
And she's just pissed.
The first thing she says is, damn it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Lauren. I love that girl.
She is a competitor.
She's like been so sick from the beginning.
Yes.
And then she blacks out because she's probably just very malnourished. And she's just like, dang it, I didn't win.
She's not like, can I get a bottle of water?
Yeah.
Or like, I need some food, I'm so hungry. She's like, damn it.
Yeah.
I wish I had won, which is awesome. Like, I love that.
She is a trooper.
And then it turns out Aurora didn't even need to do that whole mess about trying to make a deal, because Victoria drops anyway and Aurora wins immunity.
And now this would have been awesome. If that had happened, Aurora wins and she was like, that's right.
Yeah.
I was on the bottom. And you think you can't trust me? Like, that I would have preferred more.
Yes, right.
But she had already blown it with the, while she was waiting to win.
Well, then she wins this immunity and they go back to camp, and then she also gets the extra vote we see.
Yes.
Which makes sense because
Aubrey and Joe both were more aligned with her than anybody
else on Kama. So Aubrey gifts this extra vote to Aurora, which we see is good through until there are 7 people left in the game. It's good through a vote and a revote. So she kind of tucks that away in her bag, and she's got immunity and an extra vote going into this tribal council.
So she's like, I don't need this right now.
Yeah, right.
And I was like, no, you might. But, okay.
At least not this week because you have immunity, but like, keep that handy.
Ron and Eric are holding court with Kama.
Oh, they're the leaders.
They have risen to the top.
Yes.
And they have worked out a whole manipulation plan.
Right. Yeah.
Family visit.
We all want to see our families, don't we?
You guys, we just need to stick together and we'll all get to see our families.
That's what we all want.
He described it to us as like his control technique.
Yes.
That's the way he keeps the cult together.
Yeah.
As the cult leader.
Uh-huh.
Whoa.
So he's got that plan, and everyone's kind of like, yeah, I do want to see my family. So like, maybe we do just stick together this week, and then we can like go our separate ways after that.
He even said, it's genius.
Yeah.
I'm just quoting him,
Feeling very proud of himself.
Very proud.
Yes, yeah.
So yeah, they all decide in this little circle, kumbaya.
We're gonna split between Kelly and Lauren. We just got to get one of them out. Like, that's the plan. Let's do it.
Great. Meanwhile, War Dog is like, I gotta make some rounds. He's talking to people individually, and he has a pretty good little spiel.
He does, because he's calling Ron and Eric out on something that is actually happening.
Yes.
He's saying,
first off, they're the leaders.
Yes. First off, they're the leaders. Second off, they're bringing David and Rick in right now, and like, you think it's great they're going to vote with you?
Yeah.
But eventually they're going to use David and Rick to get you out, Julia.
Right.
To get you out.
You guys are at the bottom.
Yes.
And when it comes down, you've gotten everyone out but Kama, and you have to attack each other.
Yeah.
They've brought these two in.
Yeah.
They have those allies.
Right. And David and Rick are not with you. They're with Ron and Eric.
Right.
So Julie and Gavin are kind of talking, and they're like, maybe we should flip.
Sense.
And she's like, well, maybe I'll just test Eric and, float the idea of getting David out by him.
Yeah.
So she does. She says, Eric, I've just been thinking, like, is it time to get David out? What if we do that?
What about David?
And immediately Eric's like, no, it's not time. So there she has her answer. She's like, well, War Dog was right. Like, clearly he is aligned with David. Why wouldn't he want to go after David, So now it's time to flip, and they have to get Victoria in. But
they go
Victoria's
to Victoria.
Not happening.
They leave us editing wise. She's like, it's not time yet.
Yeah.
Like, it's not time.
Yeah.
So, of course, we go to Tribal not really fully knowing what plan has been set.
Right.
The first thing I notice about this Tribal is, he says, and now we'll bring in our jury. And they're so disheveled. We're so used to seeing, like, they walk in so done up.
Coiffed, like,
They've
showered.
been eating.
Yes.
They look stunning. And then, like, Aubrey comes in and she looks like a disaster.
Like, the jury's, like, skinnier than the people still playing the game.
Horrible. It just, like, takes me back. I'm like, oh my god, the jury.
Totally.
This poor jury.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is our first, like, juicy Tribal. Nobody's hiding. Nobody's pretending.
Right. Right. And people are talking about it's pilots and passengers, right? Are you riding people's coattails or are you making big moves? And it's all tying into this Julia and Gavin situation where they're wondering if they need to make a big move, you know, this week. So it's a lot of talk about.
Well, Ron has been running the show.
Oh, yeah.
So Ron is like, it just is the way it is.
Yeah.
Like, we got the numbers.
He's
this
flying
is how
high.
it's going.
Yeah.
Rick has been, you know, straight pissy this whole episode. So he's being feisty.
Yeah.
David's talking these like big
of course.
picture and
He's
wise
for a
words.
metaphor.
Yes. And War Dog is kind of pissy too. Like, he's been on a tirade.
Yeah.
So everyone's just kind of like,
Right.
No idols are played.
Again.
Once again, I'm like, ah.
Please play the idol, because again, there's all this talk about splitting it between Kelly and Lauren.
Yes.
And I'm like, when are we going to see these idols play?
Right. And neither one of them plays an idol.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, all the votes are for Eric.
Yeah. So we see 2 for Kelly and 2 for Lauren, and then it's just Eric.
Yeah.
And he's out.
And Ron's face.
Yes. Because he's been left out of this vote.
Wait a minute, I'm in charge. I'm running this ship.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope,
No,
nope.
you're not, sir. Eric is out, which I think is a smart move in a lot of ways, because now all of those big physical threats for immunity challenges are out. They've gotten Chris out, they've gotten Joe out, they've gotten Eric out, and at this point, probably only one of them is going to come back in the game, if any. So it's smart to get all those guys out. It's interesting, though, that Kama has split at this point. Like, I guess people just weren't having this Ron dictatorship calling all the shots.
I guess Family Visit isn't strong enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which honestly David brought up in this tribal, and he was like, well, are you playing to see your family or are you playing for $1 million?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah. It kind of shakes you from your cult leader who's been like drilling something into you, and then all of a sudden someone says something and you're like,
right. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, I have other choices.
Yeah, I agree with that guy.
Yeah. I think what they've been doing well is breaking up teams.
Yeah.
And that was really the ultimate thing with Ron and Eric. We need to break up that duo.
Yeah.
And so they probably picked the one that does better in challenges. Right?
Yeah, right.
And it just makes Ron go, oh, I'm not in charge.
Right.
Other people are making other decisions.
Yes.
What I thought was really interesting was that this really kind of came down to War Dog. I mean, Gavin and Julia kind of were like, we made our move. We did it. But I was like, this was
Is
War
it your move?
Dog.
Yeah.
I mean, look at him doing something strategic.
Yeah, like maybe he didn't specifically say let's get Eric out, but he was the one who broke up that alliance and really
pointed out what was possibly
who's in charge and who's not,
and maybe you guys should make a move.
Yeah, maybe you need to take control of this game.
Kelly didn't do that.
No, that was War Dog's move.
I haven't seen Kelly do anything like that yet, which kind of disappoints me.
Yeah.
I wanted to see her do more like that, but War Dog is the one who's getting the credit in my book.
Yeah, absolutely. So Eric's out. Of course he goes to Extinction.
Of course.
My favorite part of the episode is Eric shows up to Extinction. He's like, oh, this isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. And Dream goes, dude, don't get excited.
Dream!
Boom, end of episode.
She can't. She cannot be positive. She cannot be supportive of you.
I love it. It's so funny.
I mean, honestly, it's kind of funny to have her little quips on it. It is. Like, she's not really in the game. She's just there for her comments.
She's just like the ghost of Edge of Extinction, you know, who's there to just like kick you while you're down. It's so great.
What do you guys think about Kama turning against each other, getting Eric out? Was this the right time for that?
Right. Let us know what you thought about this episode, and we will see you next time.
Okay, bye.
Bye.